Welcome back, friends. Today we're going to play the last spell, just to start a new or continue an existing campaign, I guess. I'm kind of enjoying it. There's been some major revamps with the whole game overall. It's a little bit different than I think the last time I've played it. I mean, the general gameplay is still the same, but they've got omens and things you can tweak your play experience through. So this is starting the first town, and after you've beaten this the first time, it unlocks the second one. We're going to go back to this one to make it a relatively short run. I've already beat it on the base difficulty and Apocalypse 1, where the enemies are tougher, which actually does change the gameplay quite a bit, because now instead of being able to just one-shot creatures reliably from the start, it takes 2 hits, which takes a lot more action points, so it does change things up quite a bit. This, 30% bigger waves, but the overall experience remains unchanged. Sounds actually like quite a bit of a challenge, so we'll take that one. So these are the omens I was talking about. As you play, you unlock more of these different types of upgrades you can take. As you can see, there's quite a few. And so I can take 3 points of omens, and most of these, as you see underneath, have one little pip, but some of the more powerful omens may take 2 or 3 pips, so you may only be able to take 1 or 2 depending on which ones you take. So some of them, if you prefer certain types of weapons, you'll get those kind of weapons much more. This one, if you want to just get more tainted essence to buy more upgrades, or they're upgrades or unlocks just to increase your power or options. A little extra money to start with is not a bad thing, because it lets you start your economy. But in this game in general, I've found that, at least from what I'm seeing, attacking and power and just killing things quickly is the most important. I mean, you could play with trying to do defensive and sturdiness and keep your people alive, or I think there's one in here that lets them move a little quicker. I mean, movement's also very important. But we're going to go with 10% bonus damage, 8% crit chance, and 12% accuracy bonus, which is quite a bit of accuracy, actually, which is why it was already by default selected. So we're going to do that. So we'll start with 3 heroes. A melee person with a random loadout, a ranged like archer with a random loadout, and a mage with a random loadout. There's a lot of build styles you can do with your people: poison, stun, raw damage, crit, focused, debuffs on enemies. Like most good games, all of them work or are functional options. But I found that like the poison and stun, the really fancy stuff doesn't seem to work quite as well. It's best, at least from what I've seen, to just go for raw damage output. I got a little town here, and the enemies are coming from down there. Not too much to worry about looking at our people right now, although we will want to look and see if they've got any major problems. Like, normally they start with 5 action points, but if they have a very bad trait, they may only have 4, which would be bad. Make sure they don't have a problem with movement, just in case. Like 6. 6 movement is kind of low. 7 base and a trait that he has. Let's take a look. What's he have? He is short. He has a bonus to dodge, but -1 move point. And -10 isolation, which is bad for an archer, because you usually use them to pick off the isolated guys. He's got, that's a strange one, a huge bonus to crit chance, and a good bonus to reliability, which is just kind of, if there's a range for what damage your weapon will do, you'll be on you have 20% bonus on that damage, so you're always on the higher end of the damage scale. But minus critical power. I haven't seen that one. It's ultimately, usually I end up going for crit focused builds, because you can get very easy very high crit numbers, crit chance, and it does a lot more damage. But this kind of reduces that power part. He has a, what is this? A short bow. Okay, short bow's fine. This guy looks like he has a spear, and my mage has a wand and a shield. Alright, well, I didn't even check and see her stats. Make sure she didn't have anything too crazy. Alright, so first wave, pretty typical, just a bunch of regular, they all look different, but I mean these guys are all clawers, just regular dudes, and then a handful of the armored ones. We probably, hopefully, won't see any archers, which means we can very easily predict how far they're going to go and what options we have. Let's just chew them up. Now I could kill that guy. I'm not going to yet. Because what happens is now you can see, since they're injured, if you look on the right there on the screen, he's -2 movement points, and he hits half as hard because he's critically injured, which is fine. Now he's going to hobble forward and get in other people's way. He only got 1 movement point left, so I should have used my power shot. In fact, I probably still can. They can't reach me anymore. Oh, I may end up killing at least one of them because I'm out of shots. So I used the power shot, which would have killed this guy outright. This guy, he could theoretically move all the way forward and swing, but then he'd be stuck up here. So instead, we'll come up to here. Looks like they'll be right short of the enemy advance. This character may actually... So he could. This restores action points and movement points. So really, we could have the melee fighter run forward, attack, and then she could boost him and give him back. She can cast it twice, 2 out of 2. So she could give him 4 movement points, but it still wouldn't be enough to safely get away, I don't think. So we've got range. Just like with the last character, we'll just plink a little bit. Unfortunately, it uses up our uses there, so we've run out of actions, but that's fine. She has an item too, which is interesting. That shouldn't matter, but he's got a scroll. And if you look, it says purple damage, so that's a scroll that does magic damage. So it'd actually be better with my mage, because she'll get a bonus to magical damage. And this is Sword Blast, damage is in red. So this is a melee damage attack. So actually, these two should switch scrolls eventually. Sure, we might as well give him the defensive bonus, and we'll wait. And that is a very big wave for the beginning. So come up here. So the spear takes 2 action points to swing, but it does hit 3 tiles, which is pretty nice. Let's come through here. Step back. So all his actions with the spear take 2. He could punch. That guy's only got 22 health, so a punch will be sufficient. We'll let him stay there. Ooh, well, so actually we could... How many action or movement points do we have left? 4? So let's actually give him 2. Because this spear attack is pretty good. We can hit these 3. And you still have enough movement points to get out of there. Let's have you hit that one. Not gonna kill it. So she'll regenerate 4 mana. We could use magic missile. It'll take 2 to kill that guy. Let's... If I move... Okay, now I've got a little more to see. We'll hit that one for 2 to kill it. We'll hit that one. Let's hit that one to slow it down. Okay. And I did that because now these guys are in a nice cluster. He has tight volley, so it'll be a nice hit right there. Didn't kill much, but they've got -2 movement from their injuries, and that attack does -2 movement base. So those guys are stuck. They're not going anywhere. Let's use my powerful shot. It's more inaccurate, but it will one-shot these guys a little better. That was a crit, which is why I did so much damage. Good. Good. And let's just pick off that guy who's working the flank. Alright, anyone going to get up here into range? Does not appear to be so. You've still got one attack left. Let's pick that guy off. Looks good. Oh, I didn't see that guy. A little bit of damage. I like when they miss. they miss hitting a static obstacle. Alright, so this guy's spear attack actually might be good here. This will hit a lot of people. And kill most of them. We could also come up here and do his swords, or this one. Not going to do as much damage because it's magic, but it'll screw some people up, and it doesn't take any action points. It just takes mana. We can stab. We can punch this guy on the way back. We'll let you... Why can't you hit him? He's too close. Step over here. See, it takes 2 shots, so a little tough. Let's hit these guys. And you can try to finish them off. This, that's tight volley, the rain of arrows. If you look at the damage, tight volley does less damage but has the negative movement debuff. Rain of arrows does a lot of damage. It'll kill these guys outright. And they're pretty packed in there. So let's give them some of that. Let's shoot some of these guys. This guy is wounded, can't get anywhere, so we'll let him stay. Why don't you give him an action point? And now you can hammer a few of these guys. Let's go and try that guy. And shoot. Okay, you should probably fall back. Actually, so if you move, but you want to change it, as long as you haven't taken an action, you can. This guy probably actually needs to get, if he's over here, he has to get in melee range. He's kind of far away. That guy can't go very far, so let's come here. He won't be able to reach. These guys can't reach, so he's right again on the edge. And everybody looks good. And this is all that's left, 39. Let's see here. Take those guys out. Take these guys out. He's got one more action he can do, so let's have him get an action point back. And then hit these 3. You... Let's hit magic missile. 1, 2, 3, and let's hurt that guy. And zap. And zap. Alright. This guy will reach us. These guys will not reach her. So she can stay, and she needs to step back 1. Should be fine. You, I don't know why I keep screwing up my distance judging for you. Thankfully you've got arbor, so you're not taking too much damage. But these guys will also, if you look on his health bar on the right, you'll see those 2 little marks underneath it. So as he gets injured, he'll lose mobility and some other things. So we Don't want him to do that. Good. Let's see. I'm out of power shots. Let's just... Hey, nope. That guy's going to catch you. I almost did it again. Okay, so if you shoot this guy, now he won't reach because he's injured. No one should reach, so he should be safe. Alright, let's give another one of these. Just to, let's see, that's 5. That looks like a pretty good burst. Do a power shot here. Do a power shot here. And a regular shot on that guy. We'll keep dropping back. We don't have 3 in a row anymore for you, which means it's a bit of a waste. This does the same... This kind of does the same amount of damage, but it has momentum, so it actually gets a bonus for every square we move. Let's come over here, we'll hit these guys. And you've got 1 attack left. Let's just punch. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry about that. I don't know. I've moved my location here. My mouse keeps wanting to occasionally just wander off to the lower right for some reason. Anyway, we'll punch this guy to soften him up. And then hopefully she can finish him. And I want her to get some kills just so she gets experience, because you get a bonus if you're the one who kills the target. Although you're out of that, so let's come over here. Let's give him a point. Let's make sure we're out of that guy's movement, which we are. And let's hit that guy. These guys have a lot of armor, which is like temporary health that regenerates at the end of the turn, so they're not as good to hit as these guys who just have health. And I think that's everybody. Alright. Let's come through and hit these guys. Let's let her pick off some survivors to get some experience. Why don't you hit these 2? This should kill them because he moved a lot. Let's have you shoot. 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 Alright, so you can come up here and 53 to 66. That guy's got 10 health. Let's go ahead and punch him. Step back and zap him. And then you can power shot here. And that should finish it off. Alright, so some of the other new... Well, I guess we'll have to wait till this. So usually first night everybody levels up. 190, 134, 180. So again, Vivian, our spear person, or melee fighter, got the most experience. She killed the most. Geralt here, I'm guessing must be our archer. He got quite a few kills. And then our wizard, who did a lot of support and boosted other people with action points, got the fewest kills, the least experience. And no big surprise. We got all sorts of bonuses, so that's fine. Alright, so some of the new things that the update did. Now, instead of our workers who can just tear down these ruins and things, wherever lots of creatures died, you'll get a pile of corpses. And the more creatures that died there, the more powerful they are, the bigger the pile is. And the bigger the pile, the greater the rewards. So, just like with tearing down resources, like buildings, we can get focus on gold, and here we get 18 gold and 13 tainted essence. Or we can focus on materials, and we get 32 materials and 13 tainted essence. So tainted essence is the same, but you want gold or materials. And really, for one worker, 18 gold, as opposed to tearing this well down, is only 12 gold. Now, if you tear down the bigger buildings, it's usually more efficient. 48 gold. So what is that? Oh, that's 16 gold per worker. Here's only 12. So it is more efficient, but even this, the lowest level pile of bones, is worth 18. But even when you do focus on gold here, you'll still get material too. So that's the balance and trade-off. Let's see. All right, well, I skipped through all the loading stuff and just went straight to what that prowess I unlocked was. And apparently I now have the Omen of Boxing, which you can see, it's one of those omens I can pick at the beginning of the run. It's got 2 pips, so it's considered a more powerful one. Heroes have the Crippling Punch perk enabled. So one of the perks you can pick is Crippling Punch, which makes your punch do a lot more damage. You can see 80 to 100. And when you hit the opponent, it temporarily reduces their movement by 3, which is quite a bit. So, I mean, obviously it's free, so I'll take it. I don't know if I'd unlock that very often. It seems like you could get a lot more useful stuff for 2 pips than upgraded punches, but, maybe that's what you want to try. Instead, let's look at leveling up. So since this first location, if you zoom in here, we've passed the first night. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nights, I believe. At best, you could only level up once per night, I think. I mean, maybe if you killed the whole board by yourself or something. But, I mean, realistically, once per night is the ideal. And even that for the higher levels probably isn't attainable. So, when you start looking at your characters, for the later maps like Lakeburg, your original characters will be able to reach max level. But these guys won't. So, you have to start kind of looking at, well, if they get 7 nights, let's say level up 6 times, 1 on the top level, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Making it 1 from down here maybe. What are some good perks that this person could use? Fatality is a pretty useful one. As you saw, there are a lot of enemies we hit that were very close to death. And so as I've hit them again, this gives you a free action to just kill anything that's weak next to you. That's always useful. This, this lets you use your special moves and abilities and not worry about getting it recharged at the next day. You don't have to drink potions or anything because you're going to kill a lot of creatures. You'll get your mana back. This, in some ways, synergizes okay with this one. Because this, as you have less and less mana, your critical chance goes up. That's okay, potentially. And then this one, which we won't be able to get to this run, if a critical hit is landed, you restore 2 mana at the end of the turn, up to 20. So some of these, like this and this, don't synergize as well, because if you're killing lots of stuff, if you're landing lots of critical hits, you should be restoring your mana, which means you might not have much missing mana, which means you don't need the high regeneration. But you don't want to have... So really, you want to be running next to empty with your mana, burn it all out at the end of the turn, so you're scoring lots of critical hits and regenerating it. So these two can work very well together, whereas this one, probably not so useful if you can get these two. And that's the kind of planning you got to do on this. So I think for a melee character who's going to be in the front anyway, I like this one. You'll just use this a lot and it saves action points. Alright, so movement is always useful, especially for a melee character. damage, 8% more damage. I mean, that's always useful. And really, the melee characters, I think, of anybody, probably rely on their just regular attacks the most. So I think we'll go with that. She's already got. Okay, so a trait gives her a bonus of 1. Vagrant. Alright, so rare, poison damage. She does have the poison trait. So if you wanted to try poison, she has a bonus to it. However, like I mentioned before, I'm not a big fan of it. Plus 12 critical. She's got critical traits. So plus 15% crit chance on a creature with full health. And bonus to crit power that increases with every 5 hits for the night. Yeah. So we're going to focus on crits with her. Neither of these two helps. Experience gain could help get her higher levels, which is nice. But I think we might reroll these. Okay, we'll go with that. Since we know she won't max level, that one's not going to be a problem, and it'll be good to see if I can get an extra level out of her. Next, this is our archer. He also has the crit tree, which is great. The ranged one is pretty nice for archers, as you can imagine. Reliability, huge boost to skill range, but less reliable damage. Could combine well with steady aim. This one could give him incredible range, but then you start running into problems of line of sight. You can't see everything, and there's a lot of stuff from here I'd want to take too. I think... Okay, so this gives him extra mana every level. Meh. Can be useful. And then, so these two, again, kind of synergize and kind of don't. You have a larger mana pool. The more mana you have sitting in your unspent in your character, just sitting there, you do more raw damage. But as you use your special abilities, you drain your mana, and then you do less. You get less of a bonus, right? Although then you can start taking something like this, where you have an extra bag slot and extra uses, and you can start drinking potions using your abilities, keeping your mana pool high, and getting a big boost of damage. So there's a lot of potentials here for this guy. Ultimately, this one's nice for ranged characters, because archers, a lot of their skills give a bonus to the enemy's dodge, and accuracy counteracts that. And this gives a bonus to accuracy and range, which is always handy. So we will go with that one. Alright. What's he got here? Isolation issue. He's slow, but he has a big boost to crit. I don't really care about that. I don't really care about this because I'm not planning on him getting hit a lot. He is slow, and 2 points of movement could be useful. So I think we'll take that, just because mobility is important in this game. I mean, a 5 to range damage is okay. Let's re-roll. We're not going to be doing a lot of debuffs, I don't think. So let's just take the range damage minor boost and call it good. And the last dude. Wizard. Higher movement, higher physical damage, and less mana. So that's terrible for this character. And a bonus to this raw damage. Does not have the critical tree. Has the debuff tree. And the poison tree, and then random stats here. Glass cannon, which probably... Well, I don't plan on her getting hit too much. Minus 60 health is a lot. Not going to be a melee. Doesn't need fatality. Okay, this will let her recharge. Okay, so again, these two kind of counteract, right? If I have this, I'm going to plan on burning through her mana. But this means I want her to keep a high amount of mana to do extra damage. And she doesn't have the potion thing over here. Ranged. I don't like this one. This is focusing on failing. I'm not going to stun. I'm not going to poison. I'm not going to throw potions. I don't like any of these. Okay, so I don't like any of these, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this one. So every night she can just burn through her mana and cast all of her spells and do lots of damage, and then it'll be regenerated for free the next day, hopefully. We'll skip on this one, and instead we might take Avid Learner, actually, just to give her a boost. I don't know. And this one's kind of good too. Again, I don't care so much about the dodge. I'm trying to avoid getting hit in the first place, but +2 move is useful. This one's also kind of handy. Every 2 enemies hit, the next one gets vision, so you can see through walls and things. Can open up a lot of opportunity. It's better for the archer, because the archer has the longest range typically, but it's still useful for the mage as well. Alright, what do we got over here? It's a big boost, but again, I'm not worried about that. Fine, we'll take the movement points. Skill range +2 is huge. We will definitely take that. So now, actually, this one, that does boost the ability on this one, because now her range is a lot farther. So, alright. What else we got? We have a bunch, 105 gold. We have to figure out the most efficient way to spend it. We want to start building up an economy. We'll put a gold mine out. We will put a house down. We have only three workers. Let's tear down this place. Focusing on gold. We've got a little bit more gold. We can do another mine. We can upgrade this mine. Let's put... I'm sure there's probably a more efficient manner, but this is what we're going to do. That's relatively efficient. We're not going to spend anything upgrading our characters. With our 3 fighting one location, I think we'll still be okay. With our base loadout, although, as we learned last time, we do need to switch these scrolls, right? This guy takes the scroll of the sword, or she takes that, and now let's see if it shows. So 89 to 115 damage versus, because if you look under details, why does she get 106? She only has 100 damage on magic and 100 on range. She doesn't have a bonus yet. What about this character? No, they don't have bonuses at all. Okay, I stand corrected. Either way, eventually they should start getting some bonuses to these things. Like our archer friend here, who we gave the range damage bonus to. I wonder if that changed in the patch too. It used to be that the range characters had a bonus to ranged attack to start with. Anyway, so let's have... We know she has a linear attack that does a lot of damage, so we should put her somewhere to take advantage of that. We'll stick her here. She's got a decent amount of movement, and she can come over here or in here as needed. Our archer, and then the wizard here. We have not picked up our night reward. Let's take a look at what that is. Brigandine. Bonus to dodge, bonus to range damage, bonus to accuracy, and bonus to magic damage. Kind of weird how it has magic and ranged. The hand crossbow is an odd weapon. And Ronin armor. Armor, a little bit of range damage. I don't really like any of these. I don't think I'm going to like any of these either, but lame, and lame. So I like these even less. That one's worth 7. That one's worth 5. I mean, I guess this is a bonus to mana. I guess I can give it to somebody. Let's give it to her. She'll use the most mana probably. And she has the least, so. Okay, well, that was underwhelming. We could build defensive structures and walls, but there's no need at this point. I don't think the enemy's going to get anywhere near us. I think we're fine. Let's see where they come in. Alright. You've got 9 movement. That's 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can get back. Just run up here and stab them. And you can see, didn't kill any of them. They are, every round, they'll get a little tougher. But we're still in good shape. Let's have you come up. Actually, what's your range? Why don't you hit these in the front? Those are critical. And you're out of attacks. You can power shot. That was a dodger. He's a little tougher to hit. Power attack. Regular. 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 And we'll float back. You can move forward a bit. Sure. Armor up just in case we need it. Alright. Again, hopefully the only thing that's going to be scary is if they have archers come through and start shooting at us. Let's start with you. You can... Okay, so even you can see it says dodge times 2.62. So this guy's natural dodge rating is boosted by a lot, but because he hasn't moved, he gets the bonus to accuracy. We've got a negative 20 to his dodge, so we still get to hit. And that's all we need. Now, realistically, this guy could move over here. The tight shot, you can see those little lines, those wedges. It shows which way the thing faces. And if it's right on the edge, you can push F and you can rotate how you want it to hit. But otherwise, whatever facing you are is how the blast template lands. I could move him over here and put the blast template on these guys. I don't think that's necessary. I think we can just kill those guys outright, probably. Oh, you only got 1 action point. Actually, we could still. Let's give him 1 more. She can step up here, do this attack, which with the momentum bonus will do a lot more damage, and we'll kill him outright. And then you can fall back. That guy's too injured to catch you. Let's make sure you're out of range. Alright. I actually kind of like that idea. So let's come over here. We'll put a tight volley. I guess I'll put it right there. So they're injured and -2 to movement. So yeah, a lot of them are just stuck. That guy can move 1. We can hit these guys in the back. So let's... Whoa, whoa. I don't want to go 2 steps. Just 1. See if we can kill these guys off there in the back. And then these guys who are in the mist, they won't be able to move forward as much. They'll get jammed up. Hit that guy. You're out of actions. That's fine. These guys can't reach you. You might as well come forward and try to hit these guys in the back. Got that guy. Got that guy. And... Oh. So I can't see that guy because these blockers with the shield block line of sight. So let's float back and kill that guy. And that should be everything. See, they're all stuck, so everyone gets jammed up, which is nice. Ah, there we go. We can use Fatality and kill that guy for free. Which saves an action point, but doesn't really help me at all, unfortunately. I don't think we're needed to kill here anymore. Let's fall back. We're just out of reach there. I think we're okay. We'll put our dodge back up. You can kill these flankers, hopefully. a regular shot there. Let's snipe these guys. Blocker is blocking line of sight. You're out of power shots. Let's hit that guy. And the wizard can clean these guys up probably. No more spells. You've got one more action point, or one more bow shot. So let's give it to you. This guy is not getting anywhere. That guy is, let's just finish the flanker off. And we'll let them fill this middle area back up again, and we'll gun them all down. Yeah. This is a nice little row. Alright. So this guy has a 6% chance to dodge, it looks like, whereas the rest of these guys have 0. But that is a dodger, so he's kind of built for dodging. Let's hit these guys. Let's come over. Let's get another action point. Then you can come over here. You can super spear those two. And fall back. That guy will reach you. You gotta go back one more. Alright, so you're safe. This person. Her Scorching Wave. Oh. Interesting. I thought Scorching Wave was like just like right in front. So she could theoretically come up here. How much damage does that do? It gets a big bonus to targets that are like stunned or otherwise wounded. Can we hit that guy? Hit that guy. Let's finish off some of these guys. Hit that guy. That guy. You might as well cast Magic Missile, and you can probably finish off most of those guys. And let's hit them too. And hit that guy. There we go. Our wizard's catching up on some kills. Get some experience. Probably step forward there. Doesn't look like it's too dangerous. Good, good, good. Wait, we gave her... Yeah, so she's going to regenerate a bunch of mana anyway. So that's okay if she burns through some of it. Although she's burned through quite a bit. Spearman. So why don't you come over here and hit these guys. And hit them again. And you get an extra action point from her. So I can do a regular attack, which will hurt but won't kill any of them. Or I can do the rush charge attack, which will potentially kill 2. Let's go with that. That'll work. Why don't you finish this guy off? So Magic Missile does 74 to 110. This does 89 to 115. And it can hit up to 6 targets, and it only takes 3 mana. And no action points. So I think we'll do this one. It's a more powerful overall. And let's just fall back and pick off a couple of the closest. That guy's not going very far. This one's only injured level 1. So let's hit that one. You need to fall back so you're out of range. Okay. They're all out of range. This guy. Let's do a power shot on him. 0% chance to dodge. Let's shoot these in the back to slow him down. Hobble him. Let's power shot you and make sure you're dead. Good. Step back up and hit that guy. Slow him down. And nobody's in range. That'll cause problems. Good. Oh wait, you've got one more. I guess you get to kill one more person. And it gave you a little boost. +5 now to mana regeneration, and you can see it shows up down here as well, so it keeps showing. So now she's at +9 for next day. Well, this looks like a spear attack here. Or actually, let's go here. You're going to need a better spear, buddy. You need a Boostio. We'll do the same thing for you. Oops, I didn't want to do that. I gave him an extra point, which is not going to help. Let's hit them all. He missed one of them. Let's punch this guy, I guess. Fall back. This guy. Actually, hold on. I don't need to fall back that far. You can shoot that guy. And now he won't get as far. You can shoot this guy and kill him, hopefully. Yep. He's not going to reach. He's not going to reach. So they're all out of range now. Let's just pick some of these guys apart. Oh, you're out of mana. Power shot. Power shot. Regular shot. Not getting anywhere. These guys can't get anywhere. You can pick him off. And let's just go ahead and hit that guy. Slow him down. Okay. Only 18 left. I don't know if we would kill him this round, unfortunately. Let's do the rush attack here. Let's transfer 1 point and then make sure to turn it back off. You can rush attack these guys. Hit him with a crit, so she killed him. That's good. She can... Let's just do a magic... No, let's actually hit this guy with 1. Let's do... Oh, I can only use that limited number of shots per night. So apparently we're out. So let's do magic missile so we can get her some more kills. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little wasteful, but it's fine. Okay, so before we move him to shoot that... Oh, we can do a power shot into this guy. Perfect. I don't want to move him if I don't have to. Let's hit that guy with a power shot. And then do just a couple shots through here. And that's everybody. So, oh, there's still a couple here. We couldn't have killed them all anyway. I think, like last time, our wizard needs to get a few extra kills if possible. You can help out by wounding that guy and wounding these two. And then she can kill him. Kill him. And how about a punch? Karate chop. There we go. And no injuries, unlike last round where I was stupid and let my guy get hit. We get all of the wonderful upgrades and things, resources. And now you can see a couple things. We produced some gold from the mines. The fog, the mist that the creatures come from, advanced. And now they're attacking from 2 directions. So I think we'll call it good there for today. Next time we'll start with the leveling up process, which it's interesting. It's probably not as fun to watch as the running around slaughtering things, but it is very strategic. There is the leveling up game, trying to plan out your characters or where they're going to go. There's the resource management building of your city, and then there's a combat part. And all 3 are tactically challenging and interesting in their own way. As you get later into the game, like day 7 or day 8 or whatever, it takes a long time because there's a lot more planning. And am I going to buy stuff here? Am I going to hire new heroes? There's other things you can spend resources on. So the battles take longer too, but the whole round in general takes a lot longer in the later turns. But we'll get to that, and you get to it. Hopefully you've had fun. We'll do it next time, and if you haven't, I would recommend giving the last spell a try. If you're into those kind of tactical, focused resource management, roguelite games, I'm enjoying it quite a bit, more than I expected I would.